Hello everyone. Welcome back to Sansan, Best Anime Reaction. Previously, the situation became more chaotic, with titans appearing in unexpected places and confusion spreading among the troops. The mystery keeps growing, and it's clear that something is very wrong. In this episode, I'm expecting more answers about how these titans appeared and whether someone is controlling them. I also think character relationships will be tested under pressure, especially as trust becomes harder to maintain. This might be the episode where suspicions turn into accusations. Let's continue the reaction and see how the story escalates in episode 4.
Let the ODM gear do what it was designed for. Attack!
Someone was here not that long ago.
A place this close to the wall?
Bandits probably used it as a hideout.
A sign on the way in said ruins of Utgard Castle. I didn't know there was a historical site around here.
Hey, take a look at what I just stumbled on.
You're kidding. Is that what I think it is?
Uh-huh. Can't really read the label, though.
You're not gonna drink it now.
Don't be smart. I'm gonna save it for later.
You know, there are worse ways to spend a night than having access to top-shelf contraband.
Careful. You're starting to sound like an outlaw.
I want you kids to try and get some rest. There shouldn't be any titans crawling around at this time of night, but we'll take turns keeping watch. Be ready to leave 4 hours shy of daybreak.
Excuse me. What if it turns out that Walrose isn't actually compromised? Where else could they be coming from?
It's our job to find out. Starting tomorrow.
I'm just saying. The situation isn't good, sure. But is it as bad as we think? You never know, right? That's all.
She's right. We haven't really seen that many titans. I mean, for them to have busted through the wall anyway.
Only with the initial sighting. A relatively modest handful.
Alright. Buckle up, because Attack on Titan Season 2, Episode 4 is where the series casually looks at your emotions, smiles politely, and then drop-kicks them off the wall. Let's talk about this episode the way it deserves to be talked about. Like we're sitting together, watching it late at night, yelling at the screen, laughing nervously, and slowly realizing that nothing is safe anymore. This recap is going to retell the story in a smooth, storytelling style, while also diving deep into the details that make this episode absolutely legendary. And yes, there will be jokes, because if we don't laugh, we'll cry. So here we go. The episode opens with a mood that can best be described as, something is extremely wrong, and everyone knows it. The scouts are on the move after discovering titans inside Walrose, and already that single fact has cracked the foundation of everything humanity believed. Walls were supposed to be solid, lifeless protection. Now they feel more like a skin covering something rotten underneath. The group splits up as they travel, trying to confirm where the breach is, or if there even is a breach at all. This uncertainty hangs over every conversation. You can feel it in the way the characters speak, hesitate, and look around. There's no dramatic titan attack right away, no loud action. Instead, this episode weapon is silence. It lets Dread do the talking. We follow several small groups, but the emotional core of this episode centers around a particular cluster of characters. Reiner, Bertholdt, Ymir, Krista, Connie, and a few others. At first glance, it looks like just another group of exhausted soldiers trying to survive. But if you've watched carefully up to this point, you already know something feels off about this lineup. And oh boy, the show is about to prove you right. As the group rests inside an abandoned castle, because in Attack on Titan, abandoned buildings are never a good sign, things begin to unravel in subtle ways. The castle itself feels wrong. It's isolated, ancient, and eerily intact, as if it's been waiting for them. Inside, the atmosphere shifts from tense to outright unsettling. Then titans appear.
Connie, what about your village?
Totally destroyed. It was crushed to tinder and bits of rubble.
I I'm sorry.
Nobody got devoured, though. Looked like they all got out. So there's a silver lining, at least.
I thought that you said it was destroyed.
Well, the houses and stuff were, but the people themselves must have all escaped. I mean, they had to have. The thing is, we didn't see any blood anywhere. Not so much as one drop. That's the only possible explanation. Still, though, something I can't get out of my head. There was a Titan on top of our house. Just lying there, staring at me. It couldn't move on its own, thank God. But I have no idea why, but it reminded me of my mom. Am I crazy?
Connie, what did I tell you? It was your
Are
imagination.
you for real? You actually think your mom might be a Titan? Oh, honey, as itty bitty as you are, please. We all knew you were dumb as a bag of rocks, but this? Whoa, man. This takes it to a whole other level.
Haha, yeah, have your fun. Guess I was kinda asking for it.
Don't stop there. If Mother Darling's a Titan, it's only logical to assume dear old Daddy is too. Basic biology. Think about it. How else?
Okay, I get it! Shut up and go to sleep!
Ymir, what are you doing?
Seriously? What are you doing? Here to ravage me? Don't take this the wrong way, but I didn't think you were all that into girls.
Really? Well, since we're on the subject, I didn't think you were all that into guys.
If you must know, I'm scavenging for leftovers like a street urchin. I'd prefer not to meet my maker on an empty stomach.
Look, the whole thing earlier with Connie. Were you teasing him to get his mind off of things? It'd be great if you could keep that up. The less he dwells on his family right now, the better.
What are you talking about? Huh. This might be good. Herring's not my favorite, but whatever.
Herring, huh? Can I see?
Help yourself.
I can't believe there's canned food here. What the? Wait, what is this? I can't read a word of it. How do you know this says herring? This, label, it's in another language. Ymir, how can you...
Not just any titans, but ones that behave strangely. One of them moves in a way that doesn't feel mindless. Another shows an unsettling curiosity rather than pure hunger. These details might seem small, but they're massive red flags. Attack on Titan is a show that never wastes animation or screen time, so when a Titan acts weird, you're supposed to notice. The fighting breaks out, chaotic and desperate. The soldiers are low on supplies, low on gas, and very low on hope. And this is where Ymir steps into the spotlight in a way that completely redefines her character. Up until now, Ymir has been odd, but mostly in the background. Sarcastic, sharp-tongued, clearly intelligent, but never front and center. This episode changes that forever. When Krista is injured and trapped, Ymir doesn't hesitate. She doesn't think like a soldier following orders. She thinks like someone who cannot afford to lose this person. And that's when the bomb drops. Ymir transforms into a Titan. No dramatic announcement, no heroic music, just shock. Pure, paralyzing shock. Let's pause here because this moment deserves attention. Up until this point in the series, Titan shifting was already rare and terrifying. Eren was the anomaly. Annie was the mystery. And now suddenly, Ymir, a character who felt almost like comic relief at times, joins that exclusive, horrifying club. The walls between human and enemy are not just cracking, they're collapsing entirely. Ymir's Titan form is different from the others we've seen. It's smaller, hunched, feral. Less godlike, more animalistic. It doesn't move with grace, it lunges, claws, and bites like something desperate to survive. And that reflects Ymir herself perfectly. She's not fighting for humanity. She's not fighting for glory. She's fighting for Krista. That motivation matters. This episode subtly tells us that Titan power doesn't come with morality attached. It doesn't automatically make you a hero or a villain. It simply amplifies who you already are. Ymir's Titan isn't majestic because Ymir doesn't see herself as
Everyone, wake up! Get to the tower immediately!
Bother someone else! I should be drinking right now, damn it! You're standing between me and a tankard of ale!
Attack!
You think it's gonna be that easy, big guy? I got news for you! God damn! You little ones should watch where you're going! Dumbasses!
I don't think you're one to talk. There's no call to be so reckless. Did you have to waste your blades?
That's just how I do things. You better chalk that one up as an assist.
Aren't you the hero? I'll think about it. Oh no. I'm too late. The door's been kicked down. Titans are in the castle. Get below and improvise some sort of a barricade. Be careful. Retreat back up here only as a last resort. Now hurry. The rest of us will keep any more from getting in as best we can. There are quite a few, so this might be it for us. But by God, we'll fight to the last breath. Our heart and soul to the cause, right? Now go!
Got it! I'll go see how far they've gotten in. You find something to board up the entrance. Whatever isn't nailed down.
Rhino, wait!
What the hell? Hang on, we're coming. Wait up!
Are you kidding me? Why's he always gotta be the first one to step up? Give us a break.
I know. It's a habit of his. Are they in the tower? The door's still barred. Not that that'll keep them out for long.
She sees herself as someone who clawed her way through life and refuses to die quietly. The others react exactly how you'd expect: disbelief, fear, and confusion layered on top of exhaustion. But notice something important: Reiner and Berthold's reactions are different. Their shock feels restrained, calculated, as if they're not surprised by the concept itself, but by the timing. This is one of those moments where Attack on Titan rewards rewatching. On a first watch, you might just think, wow, that's weird. On a second watch, you realize, oh, they knew. While Ymir fights, tearing into Titans to protect the group, the show keeps cutting to Krista. And Krista's reaction is fascinating. She's not screaming in horror. She's not pulling away. She's watching Ymir with a mix of fear, sadness, and understanding. It's almost as if this revelation doesn't break her image of Ymir, it completes it. Their relationship has always been layered with subtext, and this episode brings it all to the surface. Ymir has always encouraged Krista to live for herself instead of sacrificing everything for others. Now Ymir is doing the exact opposite, throwing away her own safety to protect Krista. It's tragic, ironic, and deeply human. The fight ends, but the damage is done. The truth is out. Ymir is a Titan shifter. And if one more person in this group can turn into a Titan, then the terrifying question becomes unavoidable: who else? The episode doesn't answer that question directly. Instead, it lets it linger, like a blade hovering over the characters' heads. Elsewhere, Connie finally learns the truth about his village. This revelation is quieter, but emotionally brutal. He realizes that the Titan inside his home, the one lying helplessly, speaking strangely, was his mother. The show doesn't dwell on this with dramatic music or tears. It lets the horror sink in slowly. This moment reframes the Titans entirely. They're not just monsters, they're victims, or at least, some of them are. And that idea is infinitely more disturbing than the idea of Titans as mindless enemies.
Refuse! I'm going back home! Raina! Talk to me, man. Are you good? Yes. Listen to me. We're gonna make it home. This is not how we die. Yeah, I know. Damn right.
Guys, heads up! Incoming!
Where'd you find? Good work! Is there ammo?
Yeah, right, if only. It was pure luck that we found this! Get out of the way! May miracles never cease. Huzzah.
Yeah. It's not getting up from that. Good thing it was a little one.
What now? A knife's the only thing we got. Should I cut the nape or...
Don't risk it. Get grabbed, you'll get hurt.
Then I think it would be best if we head back upstairs for now. We have no way of knowing if that's the only one who got in.
Another cannon lying around, am I right?
Probably. Lightning won't strike twice.
Sorry. I know it stings. Plus the bone's most likely fractured.
Of course. It's about how my luck runs.
Because now, every kill carries the possibility of murder, not just survival. By the time the episode ends, the world of Attack on Titan feels completely different from how it did just a few episodes ago. The mystery isn't just about Titans anymore. It's about humanity, about identity, about how thin the line is between monster and soldier. And let's be real for a second, this episode is the moment where Attack on Titan stops pretending to be just a survival action anime. It becomes a psychological thriller wrapped in flesh and bones. Trust is shattered, alliances feel temporary, and every friendly face now carries a shadow. What makes this episode so powerful isn't just the big reveal, it's how naturally it happens. There's no villain monologue, no dramatic pause to explain everything. Life just continues. People react, consequences unfold, and the story moves forward, indifferent to your emotional well-being. From a storytelling perspective, this is masterful. The episode uses character-driven decisions to push the plot instead of forcing exposition. Ymir doesn't transform because the story needs a twist. She transforms because she loves Krista more than she fears death. Connie doesn't break down because the show wants drama. He breaks down because anyone would. And that's why this episode hits so hard. By the end, you're left with more questions than answers, and that's exactly the point. Who can you trust? How many secrets are still buried? And if Titans can be humans, what does that make the war humanity has been fighting all this time? Season 2, Episode 4 doesn't just move the story forward. It flips the chessboard and tells you that half the pieces were lying to you from the start. And if this is only Episode 4, yeah, you already know things are about to get much, much worse. So take a breath, hug your favorite character while you still can, and get ready, because Attack on Titan has officially stopped holding back. One detail in this episode that becomes infinitely more unsettling the longer you sit with it is Reiner's behavior during and after Ymir's transformation. At first glance, Reiner seems like he's reacting the same way as everyone else.
We'll need a splint and a bandage. Easy enough. The cloth's filthy. I haven't been able to wash it in forever. I'm sorry.
No sweat. It does the job. Marry me.
So you gonna be alright or what?
Think so. Probably.
You know, Krista, I got a little scratched up myself.
So just spit on it or something. Anyway, sorry about all that, man. Seems like you're always having to save my ass. You and everyone else. Even Annie put herself on the line for me once. I owe you a lot.
No, it's fine. We have each other's back. It's what soldiers do.
I don't know. I doubt I could ever be that courageous. Has he always been like this? The self-sacrificing type?
No, he's changed a bit. In the old days, Reiner was more of a warrior.
Warrior? I'm not quite sure I understand.
Anyway, let's scrounge around for stuff we can use. If I have to die, I'd rather not do it because we're being half-assed. Oh, wow. Well, alright then. Say what you will, the scouts get shit done.
That's mostly it for the big ones.
Good thing we have this tower.
No kidding. Think we might just survive the night.
We'll check on the recruits.
Okay.
The hell's that noise?
The horses.
There it is again.
What? Where's it coming from?
Dead. Died instantly.
This can't...
He did this. The one who made a beeline for the wall. Harry, son of a bitch, is randomly... Heads up, guys! We've got twice as many as before!
You're kidding.
It's like they're timing these attacks as some part of a larger strategy. This isn't random at all. We're being toyed with.
Shocked, tense, overwhelmed by the sudden reveal. But if you slow the episode down in your mind and really watch him, something doesn't add up. His reactions feel delayed, measured, almost practiced. It's as if his mind isn't processing new information, but instead recalibrating plans that were already there. When Ymir reveals herself as a Titan shifter, most of the group responds with raw emotion. Connie looks terrified and confused, unable to reconcile what he's seeing with what he believes about the world. Krista looks heartbroken but resolute, her emotions colliding in silence. Even Bertholdt, usually quiet and withdrawn, looks shaken. But Reiner's shock never quite reaches his eyes. There's tension in his face, yes, but it's the tension of someone whose secret has just become more dangerous, not someone whose worldview has collapsed. This moment subtly exposes the cracks in Reiner's big brother soldier persona. Up until now, Reiner has played the role of the reliable leader flawlessly. He's strong, confident, emotionally supportive, the kind of guy everyone instinctively trusts when things go wrong. But this episode quietly suggests that this role isn't just who Reiner is, it's something he's actively maintaining. And why am I? R's transformation threatens to tear that mask off. Notice how quickly Reiner starts thinking strategically once Ymir shifts. He doesn't waste time questioning how or why she can turn into a Titan. He doesn't ask the kinds of questions a normal soldier would ask. Instead, his attention shifts to containment, consequences, and control. This is a mindset that doesn't come from curiosity, it comes from familiarity. Reiner reacts like someone who has already crossed this mental bridge long ago. There's also an emotional distance in how Reiner looks at Ymir after her reveal. He doesn't look betrayed. He doesn't look angry. If anything, there's a trace of grim recognition, like seeing a reflection of himself that he desperately wanted to ignore. Ymir isn't just another threat to Reiner. She's proof that he isn't alone in what he is. And that realization is both comforting and terrifying.
Damn it! I'm running out of gas. Come on, go down!
Tower's not gonna hold.
Hey, my ODM gear's low on juice. Yours?
Fresh out, and I've worn my blades down to the nub. Please tell me those aren't the only ones you've got left.
Afraid so.
How many dead Titans the four of us rack up?
Couldn't say. I was too preoccupied to keep count.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking I didn't do too bad. Oh, man. What's a guy gotta do to get a drink around here?
This isn't the time for...
I'm sorry, Nanaba. I must have bashed my head. I don't think I can hang on.
Yaga! Yaga, no! That's it. That's everything I've got.
There is a God. Oh, come on. This isn't fair. Why would you do me that way? Oh, drink my goddamn food!
Thank God. Krista, what are you doing? Stop! The tower's gonna give any second. You have to stay still.
Let go! They're dying in our place! No! No!
Please, I'm sorry, Daddy. I'll be a good girl from now on. Run! No, Daddy! No!
Ah, God damn it! Now what? We sit around waiting for the tower to collapse and let ourselves get eaten alive? That's it? There's nothing else.
Terrifying. This detail becomes even more powerful when you consider Reiner's internal conflict. By this point in the story, Reiner is already struggling to balance his identity as a warrior and as a soldier among humans. Ymir's presence destabilizes that fragile balance. She represents the possibility of choosing personal attachment over a mission, of fighting for one person instead of a cause. And that's dangerous for Reiner, because it forces him to confront emotions he's been suppressing to survive. There's a brief moment where Reiner watches Krista react to Ymir's Titan form, and the look on his face is incredibly telling. It's not judgment, it's calculation mixed with empathy. Reiner understands exactly how deep Ymir's attachment goes, because he knows what it's like to carry loyalty that conflicts with duty. The episode never spells this out, but it doesn't need to. The tension is written all over his posture, his silence, the way he avoids saying too much. What makes this detail so effective is that it doesn't scream for attention. Attack on Titan trusts its audience to connect the dots later. On a first watch, Reiner just seems like a strong soldier handling chaos well. On a second watch, he feels like a ticking time bomb trying desperately not to explode. And that duality is the genius of this episode. By the time the episode ends, Reiner hasn't revealed anything outright, but he doesn't need to. The groundwork has been laid. His reactions tell us that the world is more fractured than we realize, and that the line between ally and enemy isn't just blurred, it might be imaginary. Ymir's transformation doesn't just expose her secret. It destabilizes everyone who knows more than they're supposed to, especially Reiner. This expanded detail adds an extra layer of dread to the episode. Because while Titans are terrifying and revelations are shocking, the most dangerous thing in this story isn't brute strength. It's people who can lie convincingly, even to themselves. And in this episode, Reiner stands quietly at the center of that truth, smiling just enough to keep everyone calm, while the weight of everything he knows threatens to crush him from the inside.
What else we can do? This is bullshit. I'll be wiped out before getting to finish what we started.
No, this isn't over yet. If I could find a weapon, I'd go down fighting. At least try to be worthy of the people who died for us.
Krista, please. Enough with that kind of crap already, okay? Don't use their deaths as an excuse. They didn't sacrifice themselves so you could fulfill some fantasy about going out in a blaze of glory.
Ymir, you know that's not what I meant.
And you damn well know you're not like Connie and the others. They're in this to give humanity a fighting chance. Deep down, all you care about is having the word hero carved on your epitaph.
That's not it at all.
Connie, where's that knife you had?
Why?
Just give it here.
Fine. Whatever.
You're very sweet, thanks.
And what do you even need it for?
Not much. I'm, just gonna give him a little hell.
Okay then. So, do you have a plan?
If I do, we'll learn what it is together.
Ymir.
Krista, listen to me. I realize you've probably forgotten. But since we're facing the end, try to think back. Remember that oath that we made on the snowy mountain. I have no business telling you how to live your life. It's not my place. So I guess when you break it down, this is really just more of a hope. Krista, live a life you can be proud of. Never forget the promise we made.
Those words, Ymir unleashes a terrible power few suspected. Between her and Krista is an unbreakable bond, a promise made in the depths of their shared past. Even as Ymir reveals herself, Krista too transforms, shedding the veneer she's clung to for so long. Next episode, Historia.
Thank you so much for watching this video on General Sansan Anime. I really appreciate you spending your time here and sharing this anime journey with me. If you enjoyed this reaction, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any upcoming videos. Your support truly means a lot and helps the channel grow stronger every day. I'll be back very soon with more exciting reactions, emotional moments, and unforgettable anime scenes for all of us to experience together. Until next time, take care, Keep enjoying anime, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.